no assurance that it hasn't already happened or that a release isn't planned. There's a lot of talk about avian flu. This is the cancer flu. The laws regulating the potential release of such agents don't really protect you anymore from experiments like this.
You telling me there's another outbreak?
Yeah.
Besides the one in Boston?
Look, I don't understand why you're reluctant. The CDC and Sandler are the only two agencies capable of dealing with a virus like this. That's why I want to get out of here tonight. They need all the help they...
Sorry, Sam. Can't do that.
Billy, why in God's name would you keep me out of there?
It's a civilian matter, Sam.
That's bullshit.
CDC is on it. Let them do their job. Besides, we don't have a charter.
Oh, fuck the charter, Billy. It's not about a charter. People are dying. It's about you being a doctor. It's about that sacred oath that we took, remember? Billy, we've been friends for 20 years.
Yes, we're friends, Sam, but I'm also your boss. I run this outfit. It's not run by committee. You do what the hell I say do. I'm your boss. I have my boss. Is that clear to you?
Yeah, get your boss on the phone. Call up McClintock. Tell him to put me on a plane before the two of you kill a lot of people.
Colonel, I'm going to suggest that you shut up now before you say something else you're going to be sorry for. And don't forget who you're talking to.
Well, tell me who I'm talking to, because I don't know who I'm talking to anymore, Billy. Am I talking to you, Samrid, the Pentagon, the CIA, fucking McClintock, Dugway? Tell me who I'm talking to.
This conversation is over.
Can you tell me who I'm talking to?
You're on a plane to New Mexico this morning. I suggest you go home and get packed, or do whatever you have to do, Colonel, and I suggest you do it now.
And what are you to do about it? When it happens, simply follow official instructions from people likely behind these outbreaks? Here are the official recommendations you are told to heed from the Department of Homeland Security. In fact, they're happy to send you this propaganda for free. Mind you, the subtitle to their book is An In-Depth Guide to Citizen Preparedness. Yet most reasonable people who read these recommendations find them far from comprehensive or comforting. Getting vaccinated against a bioweapon not yet known to exist and not yet released is not prudent or even reasonable. Nor is it likely people will bear the time and expense to install, according to official recommendations, HEPA filters in their homes to keep infectious germs out. Rather than in-depth, most intelligent, well-informed people would conclude these recommendations are insane.
Before the discovery of the smallpox vaccine, smallpox was in fact used as a weapon. One of the best documented examples of this occurred during the French and Indian War. The British had been defeated in their attempt to conquer Fort Carillon on Lake Champlain, so Sir Geoffrey Amherst, commander of the British forces, met with Indians who were sympathetic to the French. Under the pretense of friendship, he deliberately offered them blankets previously used by smallpox victims. The Indians, who lacked immunity to smallpox, suffered a devastating outbreak of the disease. The English were then able to successfully attack the fort, which, by the way, was renamed Fort Ticonderoga. Military forces have also been devastated by endemic smallpox. During the siege of Quebec, George Washington's troops suffered massive losses from smallpox. He subsequently required all new recruits to be inoculated against the virus.
I'd like to comment for a few minutes on the Soviet program and their development of smallpox, variola major. They first worked with smallpox in immunized chicken eggs. And since a very small amount of material is produced in the egg, you can imagine the large numbers of eggs that were required to produce 100 metric tons of dried agent. Now, as their program advanced, and starting in the early 90s, they were using tissue culture as a means of generating the virus. But 100 metric tons loaded into an ICBM aimed at our major cities is cause for worry.
It's incredibly ironic that the great public health triumph of eradicating smallpox in the 1970s and the discontinuation of worldwide vaccination have opened the door for this virus to be once again used as a weapon.
Contrary to popular belief generated by similar propaganda, the smallpox vaccine did little, if anything, to reduce smallpox worldwide. A great expose on the sham of smallpox vaccinations was developed by members of Vaccination Liberation Organization, spearheaded by Ingrid Cassell-Harkins. It was called Smallpox Alert and is still available online at www.vaccination.org. vaclib.org, along with many other informative articles. Given their conspiracy to corner the market, the smallpox vaccine was being touted by the same officials and private industry interests that promoted the anthrax vaccine. Think about it. With so many other biological weapons from which to choose, why would federal officials only decree the need to purchase these two risky and hurried vaccines? Because these inside traders held the opportunity to profit wildly
from these vaccines exclusively.
HHS Secretary Tommy Thompson at that time collaborated with the profiteers to make the smallpox vaccine required for every American, beginning with healthcare workers and emergency responders. As the smallpox alert explained, this vaccine dated back to the 1950s. It had been diluted 5 times. There was no scientific justification that it was or would be effective against any modern form of genetically engineered smallpox. Happily, most scientists, nurses, and medical doctors did not go along with this ruse. The consensus proclaimed that mass smallpox vaccination should not be encouraged. By the way, if you still don't question this as medical madness or murder, just remember, smallpox vaccines are made from cow pus. If you think getting injected with a 60-year-old formula containing cow pus as the active ingredient will protect you from smallpox, perhaps you should...
Ebola strikes fear in the hearts of people who hear the word. Movies have been made about the dreadful outcome of becoming infected with Ebola. But it's just one of several deadly hemorrhagic fever viruses that can be used as a weapon against mankind. There are many types of viruses in the world, some more deadly than others. Some viruses cause mild colds, while other viruses cause severe illness and death. The viral hemorrhagic fever viruses are of great concern. These viruses cause internal and external bleeding in people who get infected. Viral hemorrhagic fever is caused by 4 families of viruses. They include Ebola, Marburg, Lassa fever, yellow fever, and a few others.
Dr. Kano is right. Ebola and hemorrhagic fever viruses have been the subject of much Hollywood filming and bioterror hype. Let me show you where these viruses really came from and who, in Hollywood, is leading the propagandist attack on the public's mind.
You know, Colonel Daniels is not going to like us going behind his back like this.
And we'll kill him. Lighten up, Billy. We have no alternative. You're so goddamn sentimental. That's the trouble with this country.
Sir, the micrographs are ready.
They are ready. Oh, my God. It's our African friend. He's back.
We have to be very careful now, Billy. We wiped out a whole camp to keep this bug secret.
Right.
Lock it up. Shelve it. You know about this. I know about this. Nobody else. Get your friend Daniels off the case. I don't want that nosy little bastard messing up 30 years of our work.
The mother of Ebola is the Marburg virus that first broke out in 3 vaccine production facilities in 3 different parts of the world simultaneously in 1967, killing 7 people and injuring another 31. This grave risk came from the fact that the monkey supplier, Lytton Bionetics, was also a leading biological weapons contractor for the military and the CIA by 1969. With military and White House influence, no one would dare declare Bionetics' negligence and liability in any outbreak. Listen now to the voice of the world's leading vaccine expert, Dr. Maurice Hilleman, chief of the Merck Pharmaceutical Company's vaccine division, relay this problem he was having with imported monkeys. He best explains the origin of AIDS, but what you are about to hear was cut from any public disclosures.
And I think that vaccines have to be considered the bargain basement technology for the 20th century.